Hi. Happy Monday.
Hi, happy Monday.
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing great. Yep.
The podcast out. Did
Yeah,
you?
it's live.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Um, yeah, it looks great the way they put it together too.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like one of the bullet points isn't loading for me, but otherwise it looks good. Great. Anyway,
Cool.
very exciting.
Yeah, I saw Evan did a lot of work last week with the new recipe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he kind of turned whatever we talked about into an actual outline, which looks really good, I think. I had one comment, but um I figure we can go through that today and
Yeah,
see if it makes
definitely.
sense and then go from there. Um, I guess I can
Let
share.
me try to find it
Oh, here I can put a
again.
link
Here it is.
in the chat too.
Oh, great.
I
Nice.
don't have to go hunting. Yeah, it's in like the outline tab on the doc. Um, do you want a sec to read, or do you want to go through it together?
Sorry, I didn't listen well.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was gonna ask. I was just gonna ask if you wanted a second to just read it before we talk, or do you want to?
No, okay. Oh, it's okay. We can do that together.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me
Um,
just rearrange my screen so that I can see well.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing so I can share mine because I don't need you to see the whole chaos of my life. Let's see. There we are. That should be
All
dry.
right. Nice, nice, nice.
Um, cool. So, introduction, security versus vulnerability versus bug. Um, yeah, like who we're talking to. Yeah, any thoughts about the
Yes.
introduction?
Yeah. Nice. Nicely put.
Yeah. Cool. The life cycle.
Oh, okay. So he, if I understand this properly, he uh like he talks about the life cycle of the vulnerability so that he can talk about like the various aspects of like what to do with vulnerabilities.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess it's like a way to organize the
Yeah,
section.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
Yeah. Suggesting mood. I had one thought here. Um, just to shout out. Um,
Ah, yeah, good point, Marina.
yeah, because I mean, we're going on the CNCF blog, right? So we can just talk specifically about like where CNCF projects can get help,
Yeah.
especially smaller projects. I think that
Mm.
they may not know if it's a vulnerability. So yeah. Um,
Application mechanisms. Okay. Yeah.
Here's my concerns.
Okay.
Like so like to review.
Yeah. Is there a possibility when you have a GitHub workflow to test the workflow locally, like to run the workflow on your machine, so to speak?
I think it depends on the workflow. I mean, like, well, so if the workflow is just um, like run this test suite, you can obviously run the test suite locally. But I think if it's specifically like the GitHub Actions one, I'm not sure if there's a good way to do those locally.
Yeah. Like if you're saying run Alpine and you have the scripts inside it, then probably yes. But if you're stating a specific GitHub action that,
Yeah, exactly. Like if it's just a script, right, you can just run the script. But if it's like, um, yeah, I think unless you're self-hosting, which again, smaller projects probably aren't self-hosting. Um,
yeah. So you need the like the runners and stuff to, I don't know. Yeah. That would be an interesting thing. Like if there's a way to kind of run your GitHub workflow locally, that would be a good tool for maybe maintainers to have in these situations
yeah.
or
Um,
outside of GitHub, so to speak. Like
yeah.
not necessarily just locally, but like outside.
Yeah. I feel like there was some question marks. I'm not sure exactly what the tool would be, but if we can find one. Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of folks are really good, GitHub CI stuff in place. So it'd be great to be able to use that.
Yeah. Let me ask Google, like,
Yeah.
can you run a GitHub workflow locally? What does it say? Yes, you can. You can install Act with Homebrew on macOS and Linux, also on Windows, or
What's it called?
manually from
Act.
GitHub. ACT.
Okay.
It's a CLI tool, and Act executes all default workflows or use flags like Act push to simulate specific events, or Act -j job name for a specific job.
Oh,
And then
perfect.
you can pass secrets with a -s secret value. But I'm
Mhm.
not like, can I find a repo for this act, or is it like just
Oh, is this like the AI summary?
yeah,
Yeah, so we'll double check, but
yeah, I have this. Hold on, let me put it in here. Oh, this article. Let's see.
I'm trying to find oh, there it is. They are hiding the chat for me.
Mm.
Okay, great. So maybe we can link out to
Nectos
that.
Act. I don't know what Nectos Act, like Nectos Act. I don't know what it. Like it's not a maybe official
Yeah.
GitHub CLI or something. I was, yeah. We'll see.
Okay, yeah, so leave a link and we can like look into it and see if that's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Um,
Okay.
that
What do we have?
publishing.
Mm, yeah. That's an interesting thing to like to look into. How do you publish a CVE?
Yeah. So with the GitHub reporting, it's actually pretty easy. You can just push a button in GitHub and then get the GitHub in the
Ah,
backend actually will do it. If you
okay.
don't use the GitHub reporting, you have to find some CVE authority to work with, um,
Mm,
which is a little bit harder.
okay. Yeah. Interesting.
And even with the GitHub one, you have to like fill out a very specific form, and I've had them be rejected before, because they have specific rules. And anyway,
Never done that.
it's a cool workflow. I really think the GitHub tooling here is really good, actually. Because before that, you had to like actually find a CV authority and talk to them, and yeah, I mean, not talk to them literally. Usually it's an email, but yeah,
Yeah, the last one is a pretty like I've seen a lot of controversy and a lot of discussions happen when certain blogs come up really early
yeah,
and then nobody had had any time to patch.
yes,
I know.
yeah, I agree. And I think this depends in part on how bad the vulnerability is. But if there's
Yeah,
like a lot of users and it's really bad, like you definitely want to give people time to,
yeah.
yeah,
Did you follow on? There was a specific one regarding Kubernetes. It wasn't a CVE per se, but I don't remember what it was exactly. But um, that CVE was kind of impacting in a way Kubernetes, but it was like Kubernetes maintainers did not want to say that it was a Kubernetes vulnerability per se.
oh,
Like
interesting.
if you're configuring your cluster this way, you this is going to happen to you.
Yeah, it's more like it's a user error, I guess.
Then it seems that there was the guy came to the Kubernetes folks and kind of tried to add it as a vulnerability or to inform them
Yeah,
to report it as a vulnerability, and they kind of rejected it. And then he went and created a blog that got viral, and then everybody was back at the Kubernetes like
yeah.
6
Like, why
and
didn't you do anything
saying
more?
like, why are you not fixing this? And it was really hard because the blog, even at like its early versions anyway, it kind of copy pasted the rejection.
Oh, wow.
And then that was really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's the thing you have to be careful of here when you say, "Oh no, this is not a vulnerability," is that yeah, it's gonna be public.
Yeah, it's kind of like that's the kind of like the I believe the repos that we're or the projects that we're talking about in this blog won't be as big as Kubernetes, so it shouldn't be such a big deal. But
Yeah.
like when you're even when you're rejecting something as a vulnerability, you have to be kind of very careful how you
Yeah, and you
um
want to like even if it's not what you consider a vulnerability, I mean, you can still work with the person, right? And be like, so is this a vulnerability in a different project? Is this a vulnerability, whatever?
yeah,
Then
yeah,
you can direct it in the right place or whatever instead of just
or
yeah,
maybe say this
getting in
is
trouble.
probably not a vulnerability from our point of view, but maybe we can publish a small I don't know, notification or something in the documentation to kind of alert people that
Yeah.
the bad configuration or a bad use of the thing of the how to say, yeah,
Yes, I was adding the comment here.
yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think a lot of things that get reported that aren't vulnerabilities are bugs, right? And it's a real bug, it's just
Yeah.
not whatever. And so, yeah, you don't have to start ignoring it, but you can just fix it. It's slower, right? Fix it normally. Um, okay. Um, and then tools.
Yeah, this one um okay. Well, I need to go check like if there are any people who are doing this already, like any known products who are using this already, because I know it's a possibility, but I don't know from the top of my head any products who already use this way of publishing their VAX. Um, do you know?
I don't. Um, I could maybe, I mean, for open source projects, I could maybe do some searching and see, but I don't, I just
Hmm.
off the top of my head, I don't know.
Puerco would probably know.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
Um,
Actually, he might be someone to pull in to review this doc later anyway, so that would be
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
this name keeps popping up. I really feel that um, it seems that he's involved in many things, even with the OpenSSF.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, I might try and
no.
talk him into coming. I know him a little bit. I might try and talk him into coming to this call sometime, especially if we're talking about related stuff,
Hmm.
because I think it'd be a
Yeah,
good connection. But
it will be. Yeah, I'm trying to get him to review a cap for six security, but I haven't had any luck yet.
oh, okay.
Everybody at Six Security also told me you have to get Puerco to review
Yeah.
this. Okay, but how do I get Puerco?
Yeah. This is great. Yeah, I think these two, I think it's worth including this stuff in here because I don't think it'll fit anywhere else neatly. But it is like a little, it's I guess it's a little bit out of the life cycle. But I think people might still come to this post looking for this stuff. Like especially this one, like vulnerabilities and dependencies. Um, so I think it's worth including, but we'll just have to somehow make it clear that it's in scope.
Yeah. Are there any tools that can be applied uh, how to say item in the life cycle? Um, like tool specific, for example, to reporting, tool specific to fixing, tool specific to publishing? No, right? Doesn't make sense.
I'm not sure I understand.
Because like we in the doc we have two uh, big topics. One is the life cycle of the vulnerability, and the
Yeah.
other is the tooling.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I wonder if you could match like this tool is for this part of the life cycle. No, it doesn't make any sense.
I think because there's some tools in here too. In some ways, this is
Mm.
like, I think tools is maybe even the wrong word here. This is like other thoughts or something. It's like, because this is like vulnerabilities in your dependencies, right? Which is maybe that comes after
Yeah,
publishing. Maybe that's like reacting or something, right?
it's or actually it could be seen as the opposite. Like you want to avoid vulnerabilities at all costs, and this is how we do it. Like scan, do SAST, publish your VEX, blah blah blah. But if you do have someone who calls you and says there's a vulnerability in your code, here's what you have to do.
Yeah. So like, yeah, this stuff comes like in some ways both before and after. I mean, it is a life cycle, right? It's a cycle.
Yeah,
Um,
agreed.
but but we can put it in either before or after, right? As like a um
Well, it also feels like that section is, well, particularly the OSV stuff and the dependency stuff is almost more oriented towards the consumers of the process than the maintainers.
I agree, except that maintainers are often also consumers, right, of other open source projects, which is where it
Hmm.
gets, again, that cycle. That's where we're going in circles here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
so I agree, but also think I think it's something that people will probably have questions about when they come to this doc. We can explicitly say it's out of scope, and that would be fine, but I think we want to like have an answer to why it's not there if it's not there.
Or maybe we just need to, call out more explicitly that, hey, this looks like what consumers do, but maintainers are also consumers.
Yeah. So maybe that's this maybe that's even here, like or maybe I can just change the title, like um or something like that, right? And then we can talk about that cycle thing and how this stuff impacts. And of course, we're going to change the titles and stuff to recipeify this later, so whatever. But
I think the avoiding vulnerabilities then actually becomes a new, like, small topic, which I think is fine.
okay, yeah. Yeah, it's almost like closing thoughts. Like this is what you do when you find a vulnerability, but also you can just make your code better by avoiding them.
Are there any, like, I'm sure there is. Uh, do we want to link this to the GitHub actions and say, here are the GitHub, like when we say go vuln check, go sec, bandit, etc. Um, do we plan maybe to link them to specific GitHub actions that allow you to do that thing? Or even when you're saying create ASPAM, create VEX, we would
I think that would be
technically
great.
also look at it.
I mean, this says
Mm.
link here. I think it would be great to link either to specific tools or to like the specific documentation for how you would
Yeah,
set it. Because yeah, I think our goal here is to make this easy, right? Not to make it totally comprehensive, but to make it easy. Um, so like here's a go phone check. Turn this on now and you'll see what's happening or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, so maybe if we can link each of those. Yeah, perfect. I think Evan's doing that now. Um, um, great. And then, okay, I think this is looking great. I think we have a story here that we're telling. Lifecycle vulnerability, what to do when you consume, reporting vulnerabilities. Does the introduction cover all of this? Okay, yeah, I think it does. Cool. So, yeah, I think there's a few links we're missing, a few things to look into, but I think the big next step is to convert this into draft form. Um, Does anyone want to have time this week to take a stab at moving that into here?
Um,
I had better not volunteer for that.
Okay. So it's good to know your limits, right? Um,
I will. I can, but I will not make any promises. Saying because I don't know what could happen to me this week.
no, yeah, that's fine. We're all volunteers here, so if you want to give it a try, that would be great.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah.
yeah, if not,
But
it's
if Marina, you wanna start, yeah,
okay.
please do
Yeah,
because like I'm not sure I will be able to.
okay. And if you want to just give me an update later in the week, like on Thursday, if you know for sure if you'll have time,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Okay.
And then
I'll
we
do
can
that. I'll do
go from
that.
there. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, because I think I'll have time later in the week and not earlier in the week anyway. So if
Yeah.
you if
Yeah.
you don't make it, then I can do it on Friday or so.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Um, cool. Anything else we want to talk about before that? Anything else in here that, because Evan, I know you joined late. I don't know if you have anything that we put in earlier that you have questions about.
No, I read through it and it made sense.
Okay, great.
Then I wanted to
Um,
ask you if that act thing that we added, you have you tried that much?
Which?
this
Um.
is
Oh, the
act.
CLI? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hadn't either, but it seems like a tool that can run GitHub locally. So um, we
I
should get some
mean,
confirmation before putting it in. But
yeah. Um, I I am maybe less inclined to try to tell people exactly how to solve that problem because everyone's CI is its own special brokenness.
yeah, and we were talking about how a lot of people just use scripts, in which case you can just run them. But if you don't use scripts, then you have to.
Then you have to figure out how to do whatever it is, whether
Yeah.
it's Prow or whether it's um, GitHub Actions or whatever else. Um, and it may or may not interact with other parts of your system in ways that maybe you don't easily have local credentials for, and like
Mm.
uh,
Yeah, and maybe there's a
I,
note here too.
I want to recommend that only because CI is such a broad and broken set of things.
Yeah, and I guess maintainers know their code better than we do too.
Yeah.
Mm.
So maybe I'll just make a note about like understand the suggesting is making a mess of this, but um like what actually needs to be tested based on what you changed, right?
Yeah. I think mostly, the piece of advice there was, oh, by the way, you might discover that
Yeah,
this doesn't.
that CI doesn't work. Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
think the private branches CI often doesn't work on.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
anyway, I probably won't say it like that in the actual draft,
No.
but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll say something nicer.
You figure it out.
Yeah. Um,
We're writing the blog. You figure it out.
yeah, exactly. Okay, anyway.
And do
Um,
we want to like use the like I know in the first blog post we kind of used it as a recipe and then we made some like how what is the English word for this um like analogies I think to
yeah,
everything kitchen wise or do we want to try to find some analogy here to make it
yes.
close to a recipe
That would be
like in the
great.
titles and such. Okay.
Yeah, especially in the titles. I think that makes it fun, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Um, And if after a few of these we get tired of the metaphor, we can figure that out. But I think for now it's fun.
Yeah.
So
Well, except that, in this particular case, it's, oh no, made something with
with a
bad
pointy
ingredients.
minute.
You.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I don't know whether a kitchen metaphor is going to work well here or not. We'll find out.
Yeah.
um, yeah. And
Put
for
the
the first
fridge in the
draft, we can make
garbage
it.
bin.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bad.
Oh, you poisoned your dinner guests. What now?
Yeah. I think for the first draft, we can focus on content unless
Yeah.
people have ideas, and then we can try and make it more fun.
Mm.
Um, unless anyone is really feeling really creative, in which case I don't want to stop you. But um, cool. Yeah, this is looking great. Any other thoughts, Evan? I don't know if you saw, but the previous post is live. Um,
Yay.
very exciting. It's linked in the agenda thing. So yeah, feel free to share that with people. But
Do we get stats at some point as to like how many people read it or whatever?
yes, if I haven't gotten those in the next week or
Okay.
so, I'll email them and get them. But
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
that is
I
one.
did try to post it on LinkedIn earlier, and I did get an almost immediate answer saying, uh, what was it saying? It was saying that they were using some other tool to kind of analyze the GitHub actions, and we were not talking about that.
Of course.
I guess we're gonna get a lot of these.
You
Yeah, I
didn't
think
use my favorite tool. I am mad.
yeah. No, exactly. I
Um,
think that the only way
what was it?
to get this kind of feedback too is to say something, and then people are much more willing to correct you than they are to actually help you.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Hold on, let me tell you what it was.
They don't know that you're planning to have that conversation until you've said something. So
Yeah, exactly. Here, I'm going to share your post.
I got at Hovercraft we're using Action Lint from RHYSD. I don't know what that is.
okay.
Let me link it up in the chat here. It's
Okay.
github.com RHYSD Action Lint.
Yeah. It looks like this is another somebody had an idea and has their own personal thing for it. And it looks like it's written in Go. Yay, I guess.
Okay, Moniva.
Um, yep. I'll try and post that sometime today too, to see if we can get more on it. So that'd be great. Awesome. Anything else folks want to talk about? We have time, but I don't want to hold people hostage. Okay. If not, yes, so just Shereen, just let me know if you have time or not, and then we will go.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Will do.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye.